right, it is time for a new habit. What is that habit? It is drinking lemon water. Why is drinking lemon water so vitally important? Vitamin C, all right? Vitamin C is a cofactor for so many functions that take place in the body, all right? So I'm going to go over a few of those functions. We're going to look at lack of vitamin C or vitamin C deficiency, and we're going to look at excessive amounts of vitamin C or what's been called therapeutic vitamin C. But in the end, it really comes down to what you think about drinking lemon water and getting your vitamin C. If you believe it's a must that you get your vitamin C and drink your lemon water, you will continue it as a habit. So right now I'm going to prove to you that it's a must to get your vitamin C and drink your lemon water, all right? So first of all, vitamin C is a cofactor for so many functions in the body, all right? The first one being lipid metabolism, for the metabolism of fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K, all right? It's also a cofactor in collagen production. Collagen is quite literally the glue that holds us together, gives strength to your connective tissue, maintains your cartilage and scar tissue. It's what keeps your skin from sagging, right? So if you don't get your vitamin C, you don't have good collagen production, your skin can start to break down and sag, you get wrinkles, right? Vitamin C has also been found in high concentrations in the immune system, okay, and in the immune cells, and also been shown that vitamin C decreases quickly in the face of infection. That's where vitamin C gets its reputation for help fighting the common cold, all right? Vitamin C is also a powerful antioxidant. I believe it's imperative that you understand the concept of an antioxidant. So I want to go into a little detail on what an antioxidant is, all right? So all of life is the exchange of electrons between atoms or molecules, right? Back and forth. This is called oxidation, all right? So they're trading back and forth between two molecules. Well, picture these two molecules as two men in the marketplace, all right? And one of the guys decides that he needs an extra electron, and he takes it from the other guy. Well, the other guy feels shorted. Actually, he's a little upset. He becomes a little radical about the situation. He is now a free radical, all right, in the marketplace. And what's he do? He goes and steals another electron from another person, and so on. And that person steals from another person, and so on. And this continues. You have this continual downward cascade effect of stealing of electrons. You have this stress over the whole marketplace, this oxidative stress, all right? Imagine this dysfunction in the marketplace. Well, imagine that happening inside your body. You already can't maintain the tissue, and now you have all these free radicals yet to deal with. Imagine the decline in your body, all right? Now, what if these two guys are exchanging electrons and that guy takes one from the other, but there's somebody there, an antioxidant, giving away free electrons so everybody gets what they need, all right? Imagine how well a marketplace would function if everybody got exactly what they needed when they needed it. Now all your molecules are in the best functioning condition possible, right? So that's going to lead to health. The dysfunction the other way leads to decline and to death, or in this case possibly saggy skin, right? All right. So we talked about how vitamin C is cofactor in all these functions, all right? But the only persons to really physically see this and prove this are the research scientists. And they put it in the books, and we all study and learn it to be true. But I like events that I can use common sense myself to solve for the truth. You know, simple understandings, like an event that would take place in my body or in history, all right? So in this case, we have one for vitamin C, and that is our sailors, all right? So back in the 15th and 16th century, the sailors used to go out to sea for long periods of time, and they wouldn't have fresh fruits, vegetables, and meats after a while, okay? And the sailors started to get sick they would come down with symptoms. They would get tired and irritable, swollen legs. They would start to get depressed. They'd literally start to bleed underneath of their skin. All right? And this is well documented over hundreds of years, okay? And the solution was very simple. They found when they got lemons and limes in their diets, the symptoms went away, all right? So this was scurvy, all right? When they get scurvy, if they got lemons and limes, the scurvy was healed. Well, duh. Common sense, well documented over several hundred years in history. Vitamin C is important. The part that's shocking to me is how quickly the breakdown can take place with lack of vitamin C. In a little as 6 weeks, these people are starting to have major symptoms, okay? So, lack of vitamin C, very detrimental, and decline happens very quickly, all right? Now, our government recommends 75 milligrams minimum a day for an adult female, 95 milligrams a day for an adult male, with a maximum of 2,000 milligrams, all right? But on the other end of the spectrum, there's been Nobel Prize winning doctors subscribing as much as 300,000 milligrams a day to patients, one taking 12,000 milligrams a day personally every day, all right? But they claim to cure such diseases as some cancers, multiple sclerosis, hepatitis, having huge effects on diabetes, all right? Wow. But how do I pick what dose is right for me? Somebody talking about 300,000 milligrams and a minimum recommendation of 75 milligrams, all right? So I use common sense because there's debate on how much you should get with an obvious discrepancy with 300,000 and a minimum of 75, all right? So what all is vitamin C in? Spinach, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, my lemons, everything that's healthy, okay? So how do I determine? Well, I try to get as much vitamin C as possible because I know that if I get an excess, I can easily pass that vitamin C in my urine. It's very hard to get an overdose of vitamin C, all right? So I try to get 1 lemon in my water a day to increase my vitamin C intake, all right? So here's where my concern comes in. If lack of vitamin C has a breakdown so quickly to where I would start to bleed underneath my skin in a short period of time, then you know what? If I'm getting some vitamin C, I don't have scurvy, but at what point does my collagen production, preventing my skin from wrinkling or my tissues to become weak, at what level does that breakdown start? Or what level is that inefficient? What's enough to keep it sufficient? All right? That's where it's important to me. So I attempt to get more than the recommended amount. I can't recommend 300,000 milligrams, but I can see with common sense the importance of getting large doses or as much as I can naturally through my food, and adding this habit of consuming lemon water is going to help me get what I need, all right? So, recap. It's imperative for fat metabolism, collagen production, keeping my skin from sagging, right? It's a powerful antioxidant. It keeps everything functioning the way it's supposed to, okay? So, now, really, it comes down to what you think about your vitamin C and lemon water, all right? So, without it, I get weak tissue. I get easily have joint injuries or joint pain, right? Even possibly bleeding from underneath the skin, or I get saggy skin, right? I have decreased collagen production and things just can't, my body literally starts to fall apart, all right? So that's the pain of not getting your vitamin C. Now, what's the pleasure? We want to meditate on the pleasure of getting your lemon water and vitamin C. And that's what will keep you coming back. So close your eyes for a second and picture this. I picture at every joint in my body a lemon instead of that joint. and it's there strengthening that connective tissue, right? I picture these little lemons flowing through my blood, chomping down that infection in my immune cells, all right? Lemon water also slows digestion, so I picture one right above my tummy, just slowing down that digestion and improving that digestion, all right? When I get my lemon water, I get strength, I get strong connective tissue. I also picture a lemon under each eye, right? Preventing that saggy skin from coming, all right? Vitamin C and lemon water are an absolute must for the integrity and health in your body. Get your lemon water, get your vitamin C, and perfect health will become common sense.